No gold is not in her. She's a diamond.
Welcome back, class. Teacher Plays here with more, forgot the name of it, Rogue Trader. I'm just too excited. I know it was a quick episode last time, but I was just trying to get it out for that day. So let's keep it going. We got our Commissar leader, Lair. His archetypes, he's from an Imperial world. He's a Commissar. Yeah. He has a biography? What? Oh no, that's just... Oh, maybe it tells you as you do stuff? That's cool. We just killed all these servitors and we're supposed to go to somewhere. I don't know where. Let's figure it out.
Let the faith guide my
Here's our journal.
glory.
We go to the officer deck. Okay. Assuming this is a elevator of some kind. Just the music and everything. They have absolutely nailed this. Here we go. That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says the man dressed in peculiar garb, his voice tight with tension, his face, half of which is covered by sin skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. The tall, gray-haired woman pins him with her gaze, her cybernetic eye flashing crimson. Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I've described the situation no worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Aeon 6, Edelthrad? I'm going to survey the room. Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect. Ooh. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valancius's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible, head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Behind the two men, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons. Theodora, our second candidate has joined us. The dry female voice and the powerful feeling of being watched forced you to look at Theodora. The rogue trader is looking straight at you, and her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive. Lair, approach and give me your answer. Character skills reflect your knowledge and capabilities. Some dialogues automatically initiate passive skill tests. Cool. Consider this hypothetical situation. Oh, this Aeon 6, a new world on the fringes of the Koronus Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Xenos could vary with native names for dangerous aliens. Good point. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Ion is witchcraft or not. A former commissar, I would continue sending more people, one corrupt or another. Someone succeeded? No. Aeon 6 must be purged. For the good of the Imperium, I shall exterminate the heretical beliefs and otherworldly powers that rule the native apostates. 100%. Theodora's expression sours. Another one. I suppose your answer is strictly correct, but not here, not on the frontier, not when we were playing for such high stakes. What are you talking about? It's exactly when you got to stick to it. Lady Theodora, your disappointment puzzled me. I gave you the same answer from the off, albeit in a more complete and compelling form. The God Emperor tenants. I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I will forget the time. That's kind of funny. Of course we're going to kill the Xenos. right? Or purge the heretics. Or we could have tried to educate them, but whatever. So, Lair, why are you here? I do not know just yet. I hope you will clarify that. Clarity, a luxury that few of us can afford. The reason I did not explain all the details of the question I posed you earlier, beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. I am disappointed it's not voiced. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I'm a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor Humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic, the warrant of trade kept aboard by this very vessel. Mine is the honor of venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign and both death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Lair, are one of those with the von Valancis blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. Does this mean there are other heirs? Naturally, some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Ethelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his soldiers. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Okay? Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of warrant trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. It's not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Hunrad Voigter served me for many years before he made his mistake. I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump and have not distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for a rogue trader. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions? I have some time before the Navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. I know what a Navigator is. Here we go. An incident took place on the officer's desk. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during the maintenance, or it could be the warp playing tricks on us. Despite the Gellerfield, that's true. Perhaps it's nothing all about the ship or perhaps there's something to all the stories about the ship being possessed. Awesome. Abelard, the gray-haired officer. Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread by the uneducated riffraff. Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. I like that. Idara eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whisper of her unseen advisors. The ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folk speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting those against who live. Okay? I don't like that. I have no more. What are my current responsibilities? Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time. Okay? No more questions. In that case, I shall head to... Vox turns on. Disturbances reported on the adjacent deck, Seneschal. The need arises, protect the new blood. She glances at you. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you have anticipated. Whoa. Are they cultists or are they just heretics? Oh, that's a lot of them. An ambush. All companions to act in turns or turn initiative. Okay. I can't choose where it is, so let's start the battle. Oh, Jesus. Like that. No, they can make a good Inquisitor game like this. Cover to avoid enemy attacks, I figured that. Okay. see. See, I'm going last. If I do this, him.
I can't allow myself to do this.
Okay, let me move to cover. Take a shot. Actually, let's take a look at this voice of command, or at all costs. That's pretty cool. Let's take a pot shot at him.
I will not be deterred. Another step
Easy.
towards our ultimate victory.
Got a crit. Kate, nothing else I can do. End the turn. The combat, I don't know so yet. We'll have to see. Okay, so these heretics suck. Oh, plasma gun, that's cool.
I took care of this one. Few enough.
Yeah, Abelard's awesome. Character has received a temporary positive effect. Hover your cursor over the effects icon next to the character's portrait. This one. Plus 50 ballistic skill. That's awesome. I saw them do this in the video. You can tell them to move and shoot, which is cool. Oh, I missed! With plus... whatever. Oh, it's probably telling me that I should have missed or whatever.
This'll leave a scar.
There we go. Easy. As will fall all enemies of mankind. Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single horse hunt survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst on deck. Not bad. I've seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. False sense of security offered by their position makes them much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected to what is transpiring now. Possibly. Quite likely. We'll investigate at a later time. Right now we need to isolate the affected compartments. What are your orders? We're just going ahead to clear the path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arc militant requires aid and be quick about it. This way then? Perhaps?
Let us walk this path to the end.
I don't like the lack of, that's where I came from, right? Yeah, so we want to head down this way. There's fighting.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
I like that we have troops that are fighting. There he is. Thank Providence you are alive and well. Always on time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it. Notice he doesn't have a portrait. Mort, pull yourself together. What? Did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away. Hoping to get into another fight. Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. The warp madness. Some of the crew have lost their minds. Not yet received word from the Enginerum. Genarium regarding any gale or field failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago. Now they have ceased altogether. Whatever this cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I'm receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only vox casts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officers' deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny against the Emperor's anointed? Execute the traitors, every last one of them. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the Navigator sanctum are secure. I have the means to do both things at once. Ethelthrod, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen. Oh, he's a psyker. Okay. Tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrives on transitional deck 18. Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Ethelthrad immediately. Seneschal. Locate Tlass and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arc Militant with me. I must go to my study. It appears that we might encounter heretics on the way. Lair. I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Ethelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I am not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed Arc Militant. And taking into consideration Ethelthrad's psychic powers... Did I skip something? Then it's settled. Lair, find Edelhard and bring him here. In whatever state you find her, the elevator, she points at the massive doors, leads to the restricted compartments, such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down or require you both. Do you understand? I shall do everything in my power. Not everything in your power. You'll do as I say. Okay. Give me a lot of reading, everybody. Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk and you do not have proper gear. I have a proposition since I'm the more important person here. No. I shall make do. Lead the way. Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on what is theirs, but that is no longer relevant. With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen and you're consumed with unbearable gut-wrenching pain. What? You bastard! Promised you a special destiny layer. Time to fulfill it. Uh-oh. Sneaky, sneaky. I'm just loving the music and everything. I just wish I didn't have to read so much. I like reading, but not video games. Oh.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Voigtver, you two-faced scum, you are the one behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself.
Oh, you bastard.
We are in the anteroom of the Warrant Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Oh. Will you let me join me? You can take the warrant from I like this. What is it, inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, fond Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
I like this coercion. What sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy, you sordid, wretched piece of grok shit?
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I
So
no
pretty
longer
typical
serve
Warhammer
mortal kind. Once
story.
my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Von Valencia's watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
Unavailable die options. Unlike passive tests, which are made automatically, can be decide whether or not you select an option. That's cool. Okay. Wait, the voice in your head. Get out, I am not your puppet. Voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you step towards the gate, looming in the center of the chamber. The background music's amazing. Okay, I don't have good tech use, I don't think. Oh, 80%. Chance. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitary with human likeness built in the front panel. As you approach, the torch twitches slightly. This is a servitor. Yeah, I know what it is. Okay, that's cool. I like that it tells you the skill check stuff. Examine the device. Or look back for anything that can be used as a weapon. Do that. Nothing. Okay, examine the device. Carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. Strange alloy that was used as material, some of which are unfamiliar. You suspect there might be some archaeotech relic. Does that do anything? The servitor on the gate begins to move. With a screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaws open with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp, metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, demanding sacrifices. The voices that filled your head after Voigtver wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Examine the Sentinel. Looks noticeably different than the one you're used to. Much longer than that of normally automatons. Look back.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
But I have to do this. Sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flicks. Cogitator is essentially just a computer. Yeah. Several long minutes pass with my hands being stabbed. You are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, maybe even close your eyes to pretend none of this has ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You don't understand where this quiet voice is coming from. Yes, I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entry code into your consciousness does not have the ability to do any real harm. That's good.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Oh, I like that. Some tarantula turrets? I think they're tarantula turrets. Maybe not.
There is still another way.
Look at my good old...
The Divine watches over us.
What was it to check these things? Tab? Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be a bearer of warrant of trade and bestow upon them the dynasty there. Oh my god, to be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first in the darkness. What is going on? I can't read it fast enough. Don't raid through pain to greatness. It's kind of cool. That's a servo skull.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
I need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
Okay, I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the Navigator Sanctum. I'm trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. Okay?
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
What madness is happening here?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means
Okay,
of
it's like a
communicating
representation
with
of
the
him.
rogue trader's subjects.
Lead me away from
Middle
here.
and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start
Game stories unfold. You see notifications, journals. Check the journal. Seal the warrant chamber. Abelard, nice.
What? Whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this?
Conrad is a traitor.
What?
Intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of that plan. Oh, holy god, him. Oh, he's gonna talk. Okay.
I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. Bandmaster, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
So it would seem, but he is not here, and we have a mutiny. And
Indeed. Indeed. That is easier said than done, of course. But seeing one of Lady Theodora's heirs alive inspires at least some degree of optimism. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit. And for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
beautiful. Fighting your character can lose some of its wounds. Sorry. Scratching. Consider fresh injury during the first 3 rounds. Oh, interesting. When the combat is over, but any injuries may any of those can. New items, let's check it out. Yes, still please. Bird as well. Body glove. Use that. Old injury. He can use it, right? I select him.
At your service.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
This wound will make a
There we go.
noticeable
Okay.
improvement. Now the lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on.
That's unfortunate.
But that is not the worst of it. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the Navigator and the Master Helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the Navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
Alright, for the Imperium, humanity, lead the way.
Come.
Theodore's words. 2 arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor. Fight the heresy and corruption that threaten to consume our home. And with all your might, destroy those who have dared.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward.
Absolutely, Abelard.
May the blessings of the divine grant us the courage and strength.
Combat begins in the tactical phase. Okay. Abelard, you can be there. And Lair, be here. So let's start the battle. New companion is a warrior, specializes in melee combat and drawing the enemy attacks. Charge is a unique ability. Okay. Character melee weapon. Okay. Charge into him. Love it. Can't move anymore. What's this? Okay, you can't do anything else, I guess. Maybe I misused the charge, but I do anything with Lair? No. Okay, Abelard. Done that turn. Yep. Alright, Lair. Pistol burst, that's kind of cool. It's diagonal? Is that what that means? Over here.
Your end is nigh.
Well, that's awesome.
And so, your corrupt way has failed you.
They only got one though? Disappointing.
The Emperor commands.
They have no melee left? Okay. I parried it. Nice. Oh, he hit me.
Corrupted mind.
Cam is getting hurt by burst shard or area attacks. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so it goes this way. So I shouldn't have given him that thing.
Indeed.
Beauty. Can he move now? No. He can charge.
I'd rather not.
Okay. I was useless. Okay, you. Take a swipe.
Actions will another step
Love it.
towards
Oh, he
our
parried me.
ultimate victory.
Is that just because I don't have the... Must be.
Just a minor setback.
There, does it tell me? Okay. 6 cell line. Okay, so what if I move here? Do I then charge at him? I can't.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
I like the move and attack thing. That's cool.
At your beck and call. One to a target.
What is this? Heroic deeds? Oh yeah, okay, so this is heroic deed meter. Hasn't been explained yet. I watched a video on it. You're done, Abelard. Okay, so you can only move before you take an attack. That's good to know. Well, we're still gonna strike this guy.
Rejoice, let this be the
Got him.
warning to all who oppose us.
I've got 8 experience points. Check that out. Officer. Use a skill. Persuasion or commerce. Persuasion. Yeah, let's do that. See, my lore is pretty low. Can do that. How do I make sure I do that? Wonder what the thumb means. Care about commerce. We're gonna do lore for the Imperium. Okay, do we get to change that later? Interesting. Okay. Now what else? Oh, it didn't. Why is it not letting me pick it? Do I have to hit this? What's going on everywhere? Here? Complete. There we go. Okay. So you are a warrior. A charge. What else can you do? Oh, athletics, right? Sure. Cows do. That's pretty good. Can do athletics though. There we go. Okay. Oh, we can loot them? Loot, okay. Okay, so items I want. Last person's worse. Where does work? Send it all to cargo, right? Trade.
Know your duty.
The map of your void ship, it consists of several parts. Cool. Let us head to the Navigator Sanctum. I like this game a lot so far. Wonder if it came out on PlayStation. You can see the currents of the warp. And that's a psyker.
And so, he will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
Master, watch your head.
Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud.
Forgot how
I can't
crazy
even hear
psychers are.
myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valensis. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the Navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the engine Seer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
That's true. Officer's frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. Okay.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other air lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
That's fair.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
Must see if the Navigator as well.
Oh, no. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a Navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Got it. Join the party. Sweet.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
We're supposed to go in there. Let's check her. Which weapon she's got? A staff and a pistol.
Let us walk this path.
I like that the warp's always purple. Reason. Locked. Open the door. Okay. Maybe that's where we came from and I got flipped around. It is. Okay.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
A little bit more guidance on where you're supposed to go would be helpful. Okay, clearly not that. Clearly we gotta go in through this door.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Okay, so the Navigator's still chilling, which is good. Get in there.
Watches over us.
Run, fools, or fall.
Okay,
Please, you die!
I'm gonna put me here. I'm gonna put Abelard here. Actually, I could probably get him right here, right behind, but we'll see. And then be right here. Actually, I'll start you in cover.
Through pain and hardship, we prove our devotion.
Okay, I should pay attention to this order when I deploy it. There's a psyker and an operative. Out of an operative, she can study importance and identify their weakness. Okay. I'm a special staff. Yeah. Okay. Psyker increases the Targets dodge and parry until the end of combat. That's pretty good. Analyze enemies. This guy will be the most difficult. Let's give me some forewarning.
Was that you? Or
And lightning arc. That's cool. Hey, she can't do anything else. On your turn, you can use the hologram to gauge the effectiveness of your intended actions. Voice of band. If I move here, take a shot at him. That's pretty good. Only a 20% chance to hit. If I move here, take a swing at him, 90% chance to hit. Let's do that. What does this do again? How many AP does that cost? Costs 0 AP. We're gonna do.
Enemies tremble at the sound of my steps.
Okay, now let's take a swing at him.
I will not be deterred.
Nice. I almost want to charge to kill him. Ooh, attack of opportunity.
I took care of this one.
So charge. Okay. So you want to charge in between people. Just do for 1 round. Whatever. Okay, let's keep going. See what the Psyker can do to me. Oh, I got him with an attack of opportunity. Love it. Move here. Just gonna have you strike him. I don't want to use the warp because you see this is a warp meter. Veil degradation. I don't want no demons spawning. There we go. Creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with the throne. You see pink parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The Navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through 2 dark-light gill slits in its cheeks. The Navigators, for those of you who don't know, are like sanctioned psychers that help navigate the warp. I believe Master Vespida still lives. The servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. While we have a chance of leaving this place alive. What is wrong with him? Wounded, exhausted, fighting back the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way to his head. Pick one. Thanks. Stirs, barely able to lift his head and half open his normal eyes. A dark drop rolls from under the closed lid of the third eye and down his face, leaving behind a black trail. Your time is short. Voices coming from the Vox grill at the base of the bizarre chairs and clear how the Navigator is able to produce human speech. Are you alright? Suddenly, the Navigator's body starts thrashing in its place. It lurches forward, then falls back into the seat, then thrusts forward. So he remains seated. Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn. That's not good. He came from beyond. His body is not his. I dare scream as echoed by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the Navigator succumbing to the paroxysm of corruption. Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me. He's continuing to convulse. Run! Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the wart. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help. I want to help you. Tell me how. Run! The sanctum will be sealed. I will hold it off. Okay. What do we do now? Ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman if he's still alive. It is worth a try. Must get to the bridge. Okay, let's do it. Good luck and thank you. Okay, that'll be it for me today, everybody. I'm gonna save, and hope you're excited. I hope you're liking it. This has been TeacherPlays, and class dismissed.